Hi and welcome to Dynamics Update. This time we have a little bit of a special episode, but I'll start by saying hi to my colleague Gustav. Hello, Gustav.
Hello, Johan. How are you?
I'm fine today, and you?
I'm great.
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous because this time we don't have one guest, we don't have two guests, we actually have three guests, and that's an
Amazing.
absolute first. So I'll start off by introducing the only person in this trio that hasn't been on the podcast before. So I'll start with Ludwig. Hello, Ludwig.
Yeah, hello, Johan.
How are you today?
Well, a bit sleepy because there were a lot of traveling going on this week, but in general, very good. Yeah.
Yes, okay. And then we have André. Hello, André.
Hi, guys. Thank you. And
Hello.
nice to be on the show again.
Yep, you're back again. And another return from Nathan. Hello, Nathan.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, we are good. And you?
I'm doing okay.
Yep, good. So,
Nice to hear.
the question tonight is, what do we all five have in common? And one of the things that we have in common, except for working with Dynamics, is that we will be in Slovenia in May at DynamicsMinds. So we actually thought that we would have a bit of a chat about DynamicsMind as a conference, what we are expecting, what we're doing there, of course, and a bit of what we are looking forward to otherwise. So let's start with you, Ludwig. What are you doing at the conference?
Actually, I'm doing something together with my son. We are doing a presentation on some sustainability topics, and just giving you an idea how you can do this and combine it with something to play and learn. So make it easy for kids and people to understand the concept. And then, of course, I will try to bridge this topic and show how to integrate it with our Dynamics ERP.
I thought that was really cool. Having your son there. It's a really cool thing.
How old is your son, Ludwig?
Well, he's 10 years old, and I hope we get a small room so that he will not be too nervous with all the people coming there. Yeah.
That's really impressive. That's very cool. The title of your presentation is Eco Warriors Unite. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. And we are going around and doing some funny things. But there's lots of things to learn. And of course, what I want to do is fostering the new people, the new generation who come. Yeah. And then, of course, also talk a bit about our systems, the tools that we have available in BizApps. So not only Dynamics, but also Power Platform, and giving you an overview of what you can do with our toolset.
That's very cool. You have to teach me then, Ludwig, how to get your son. My son, I jokingly call him a junior consultant, but he comes back at me and says when he gets big, he wants to become a real architect, not like me. He does play a lot of Minecraft as well, so I'm really looking forward to that. It's very cool.
Yep. Very good.
Yep. And then we'll go with André. So what's your mission in Portoroz?
Well, actually, I will be in sessions every day. Just to start with the last day, then I will do a session on process mining and a particular topic, how to get your ERP transactional data into process mining. If you look just at the process mining part, it works correctly if you have an event log. But the challenge is, what I hear from the community, is how to get out all your transactional data, transform it into an event log. And that's a process I will just highlight in that session. On Tuesday and Monday, I will be in some experts polls, some rooms together with some other experts, answering all the questions of the attendees they might think they need to ask to us. And on Sunday, that's the pre-day, then I will give a workshop, and for a longer time, I was already thinking for a particular topic, extensible data security, there's not that much of documentation out. And I was thinking of maybe create a training for that. But actually, I'm now going to do a workshop in 3 hours' time and then teach everyone. And they can also just create some exercises along with me to create their own extensible data security policies in the application. And there will also be some room that they can bring their own scenario. Then we can discuss how to approach that.
It's very interesting. XDS, it's, as you say, it's not been covered a lot. It's a very detailed scenario. So if you have a distinct scenario, I think that's where you really want to know how it works. If you have a distinct, how do I do this? How do I do that? So the workshop setting seems perfect for that. But that's the pre-day workshops, right? So that's first day, yeah.
That's on the Sunday, indeed. Pre-day, there will be some workshops with F&O topics, but also Business Central, CE, the Power Platform.
Yeah.
I think Nathan will also talk about it. But there are morning sessions and sessions in the afternoon. And if you register for the event, you can also register for a pre-day. And then just with one ticket, you can visit 2 workshops, one in the morning and one in the afternoon.
It's very cool.
Yep, and as you said, next one is Nathan, of course. So what will you be doing there?
So I'll do mine in the reverse order that André did. I'll start with the pre-day. On the pre-day, as André mentioned, I'll be hosting a workshop with Rachel Profit from Microsoft to talk about data migration, automation, and really just how to get all of your data into F&O. There's a lot of different paths forward now. So if we have anyone who's listening who's used AX or previous versions, in order to do data migration, you had 1, maybe 2 options. Now we have 10, 15, maybe 20 different paths forward. So we'll just be talking through all the different tech, all the different ways forward, all the ways you can solve your, get data into the system type problems. So everything from logic apps, OData, all the usual tech subjects that we're used to, and leaving time for people to walk through their unique scenarios, and we can solution with them in real time how to get their data from wherever it may be, on-prem, in the cloud, AS400, whatever, into F&O, and make that process repeatable. And just low stress. So, a lot of us are consultants or have been in prior lives. And the one day where you don't like surprises is go live, and maybe the day before when you're bringing all your data in. So really just to mitigate that. Then throughout the week, I'm on 2 Ask the Expert panels with André. And I really like those just because if you have any questions, so André and I will be there. I'm mostly tech. André is tech and functional. Rachel will be there as well, and we have some other people from Microsoft to really just answer any questions you may have. And we'll be sticking around throughout the conference. So if you see us outside of that, you can get to answer your question. You can always ping us offline. And then I believe on that Thursday, I have a session on using X++ to just automate processes inside of F&O. So this is highly focused, not using Power Automate or Logic apps, just taking a look at F&O processes and finding ways to automate them just inside of X++. And this is going to be deep technical around, again, process automation, but process automation where really we're going to focus on the database transactional lifecycle and why that's important. So taking a lot of those processes and then automating them so you can focus on other problems to solve.
It's really cool. I think you have 2 very cool headlines as well, if I'm not incorrect. It's the migration of the data realms. That's the one with Rachel, right? It's very snazzy headline. And what was the other one? It's unleashing the code of chaos is the other one you're referring to, right? That's very cool.
Yeah, so I can't take credit for that. I used AI to help me with that. And I pointed AI at like the DynamicsMinds website because they have a very particular art style, which I think is very unique. So I sort of trained an AI a little bit on that and said, write some headlines in the style of, this particular artwork. And it seemed to interpret that as like being very metal. like rock and roll. So that's where all of that came from.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I was just going to ask because everyone has to select their own like tagline for the presenter profile, right? So I'm a keeper of ancient code. I was working a lot with 2012 when I wrote that, so I felt like a keeper of ancient code. But did you guys figure out your own, or Nathan, did you use AI for that as well? And what is it? Do you remember?
So mine is, I'm going to nerd out for a second. So if you remember the movie RoboCop, the one from the 1980s, that movie took place in Detroit, Michigan, which I live in a suburb of. So it's like, yeah, I sort of made the name Necromechanical because he was part machine, exactly. But he also died, and he still had to go to work. So that's sort of where that came from.
Very cool. Necromechanical. That's a term I'll have to remember. No, I love RoboCop as well.
Yeah, me too.
Yes,
so let's jump over to you, Gustav, keeper of ancient code.
Yeah, the keeper of ancient code. Yeah, I have to live with that. Well, compared to these guys, I only have one session, but it's hopefully a very good session. It's electronic invoicing. When I started out, the reason for that presentation is that we've been working a lot with electronic reporting and electronic invoicing. Even before, I've been working a lot with invoicing in global companies, and it's always very, very tricky to get the full story because you have a lot of documentation on how to get the SEPA, you get the PEPL formats and all the formats out, but then you have 100 million different ways to get it delivered to the customer and 100 million different ways a customer wants to receive it. So I've always looked for like one presentation to cover it, from coming in with maybe no knowledge of how it works, coming out with at least, okay, this is how I do it, and then this is how I succeed in after the go live as well, and how I monitor it. And then since this is the era of Copilot and AI, I sprinkled it with some Copilot as well, and how to kind of connect Copilot into your onboarding story and have Copilot scan the registries of different networks and operators to come back and say, yes, this customer can use e-invoice, but you're not using e-invoice, so to help out with the onboarding story. So it's going to be 45 minutes of me talking very fast in order and praying to the demo gods to make sure that everything is working. But I look forward to it. It will be fun.
Yes. So from my own end, my session will actually be a bit of more of an abstract session, because I've been in a couple of projects lately, which has been, should we say, overly ambitious. We want to do everything all at once with multiple partners, multiple delivery streams, multiple applications, and everything should be done in a big leap all at once. So my session will actually be a bit of experience from this, and maybe some calls to action to try to keep the project simple, and also a bit of a technical tips on how to what tools can we use to make this a bit easier. How do we use like branching strategies? How do we use DevOps to do this? And also where will the responsibilities for the project land in the different stages of the project? Because I think that's an important part as well, to understand who runs the show at each time in the project.
Very nice. What's your tagline, Johan? I don't remember.
So my tagline is actually Technomancer.
Technomancer, yeah.
Yes.
Did you speak with Nathan before? Because it was, but he
had
a cooler story than yours.
I did not.
Yeah.
We also need to say that André is the puppet master.
Yeah, we're going to come to both André and Ludwig, and I think they won't get away. They have to explain the backstory.
Yep. So we start with André.
Well, last year I already had chosen that tagline. There was just a predefined list, but you could make up everything you would like to do. But then I saw the word puppet master, and that reminded me of just a colleague I had in the past. Was also just making us a bit afraid of the puppet master during work. then I thought, well, that would be my title for the DynamicsMinds event.
And if I'm not incorrect here, you are actually on the programming committee, so you are sort of a puppet master this year.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
It's an old Metallica song, I think, right? It's about the other way around. But yeah, and a scary movie, but that's the correct term for it, I think, puppet master.
Yeah. To review all the sessions and also together with the others, rate them, prioritize, and see that we also cover a kind of all areas of finance operations, but also all the other products, and not have, for example, 5 sessions about the new development way, but it would be just limited to one, and then see indeed that we can have just real different sessions from all of the speakers. That's
very cool.
Yes,
and I think we managed to do that.
Yeah, that's really cool. I've seen the session list, and it seems really covering everything.
Yeah, it was hard to just also a lot of other nice sessions, but unfortunately we can't put them all on the agenda.
No, exactly. So Ludwig, what is your title and why?
Well, of course, it's Defense Against the Climate Change Wizard.
Yes.
I mean, that's what I try to talk about, and well, many times it's not the big things that an individual can change, but the small steps. So actually, I promised Mira, if she hears that, to wash dishes. So if we replace plastic mugs with ceramic ones, I'm volunteering here to wash all of them. Just not to make a contribution for anything, just to create awareness, and I think that's what we need also in our community, and that's why I chose this title.
Very
really
nice.
Cool.
Very cool. But as you said, André, I think this is a Dynamics Update is a Dynamics F&O oriented podcast, or has been, but of course we cover Power Platform as much as possible. But it's important to note that the DynamicsMinds conference is covering the entire platform. It's CE, it's Business Central. Now we are 5 people coming from an F&O side here mainly, but and last year you and I presented you one about using Dataverse as an integration platform or integration patterns for F&O, and I think we had one slide where like ERP plus CRM equals love. So I think that's one of the main points with DynamicsMinds as well. It's covering everything, right? It's not only F&O. And André, you mentioned you have percentages as well, but I think my experience last time and looking at the agenda for this year as well, that everyone has a session that they should be interested in, and not only technical, of course. It's a lot. The famous fifth track, right? Covering more. I mean, Johan, your presentation is maybe a little bit in between on the project management part and how to handle complex things, not only related to like hardcore X++ code or C# or technical stuff. It's very important to note as well. That was one of my main findings of last year, going to CE presentations or going to a Business Central presentation as well, and actually learning something new. Otherwise, you tend to stick to what you know.
Yep. Yes, absolutely.
I just wanted to add to Gustav's comment to get other views and perspectives, and I'm very much looking forward to all of your presentations. So I will try to join all of them.
Yes.
Thank you.
And speaking of other people's presentations, have you? I guess you have had a chance to look through the session list, and I think since André is the program manager here, we'll save him for last. So let's start with Nathan. What sessions are you looking forward to in the list?
I'm really looking forward to. Well, I guess. There's one workshop I wanted to attend, but it's at the same time as when I'm presenting, unfortunately. So I spent a lot of time on integrations, and Andrea Erste is doing a workshop on APM, so Azure. Now that I said it, I'm going to forget the acronym because there's so many acronyms.
Manager.
Yep, API Manager.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that I think is interesting. So I do a lot of integrations, and APM has some interesting offerings that I'd really like to know more about. But then throughout the week, there's just sort of a handful of sessions, actually not related to F&O that I thought might be interesting to me. So I'm now trying to branch out to not just be so F&O all the time. I'd like to know more about Power Platform, and really CE and how those two are going to fit into my future projects. I think there's a lot of need out there to take our CE projects and our F&O projects and now treat them as one thing rather than two things that talk to each other.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot for me to learn there.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yep. Ludwig, any favorites for your end?
Of course, process mining. So
Yes.
André's session and a couple of others will be very interesting. That's my hot topic.
Yes, André, what's your favorites among all of them?
Well, not particular favorites, but and I also don't know which sessions I will attend myself. But I'm also trying to focus on learning something new. And while the credit management is already out for several time, I didn't have to look or just an opportunity to have a look at it deeply. So there's one session from Natalia from Spain about credit collections. That's just one which I will definitely visit. And also there are several sessions about just a new way of doing development with the unified development environments, which could be interesting or good. If you're technical, that is interesting. And also Lane Swenka will come. He's working for Microsoft and will tell also about the new admin experience, where LCS will be moved towards the Power Platform Admin Center. That's also really, I think kind of mandatory to know more about what's happening over there.
There will be a test before you leave, so you have to answer it. Otherwise, you have to stay.
You will lose your Dynamics license if you don't attend that one.
That's a better one.
Yep. Gustav, what's your favorite ones?
Yeah, I mean, I'm also not going to pick out one favorite one because I think a lot of them are, especially everyone who's in this call. But as you say, some CE I want to learn. Same reason as you, Nathan. I think it's important to not see the whole Dataverse and dual right story as a new type of integration, because it's so much more. Understanding how that fits together and moving forward, and especially Ludwig, of course, since you have your son, and I think your topic is very close to heart as well. I think I'm trying to join yours. I haven't really done like a time match here, so I'm not sure if anyone is colliding. But specifically learning new, and of course the PPAC one I will attend. André, I wouldn't dare otherwise.
That's good. Yeah. So
your favorites.
Yeah, absolutely. So I especially like the Ask the Expert ones, because they tend to surface things that you don't really expect, and you get to learn things that other people have issues with as well. So I think that's very, very good. I'm also looking forward to seeing sessions on like Power Platform application lifecycle management, because I am trying to wrap my head around how that works a bit. So that will be one thing that I'm really, really looking forward to.
It's very cool. I think we can't forget to mention as well the venue itself. I mean, I've never been to Slovenia, but I've never been to Portoroz before. So last year was very, very cool to see this magical little town village at the Adriatic Sea. It's beautiful, and the venue itself, the hotel, is kind of constructed into the mountain. I'm not sure how to explain it, but it's very beautiful, and it's very like large and big. It was very nice. It was never the feeling of being at a crowded venue. It was always a feeling of like it's very clear, and maybe we were lucky with the weather. I haven't seen a forecast, but it was just fantastic. Yeah, you can go out and to swim in the Adriatic Sea, and food was great. So that was really I can't. My wife was happy. She had to stay home with my 3 kids, and I had to go on work. That's at least how I pitched it at home. But no, but it's a very, very fantastic place.
Yeah, I also liked a lot the fact that last year we mentioned this when we talked to other people as well, but last year was as Gustav said, the first time they held a conference, and I would say that it was a really really good first try, I would say, because it's like everything I mean, I mentioned that too. We were supposed to have a sixth guest today. Mira, who is the DynamicsMinds general, was supposed to be here as well. But one thing, I mean, the only thing I had to complain about before the last time was that they didn't have enough large tables in the dining hall. So I would say that if that is the only problem with the conference, I think they did a pretty good job.
And now Ludwig will be there to help out with the dishes as well.
We can pitch in as well.
Yeah, promise. If they take you up on that, Ludwig, just reach out and I will help you. No worries.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
And also, but reflecting on last year, also the keynotes were really epic.
Yeah.
There was something really next level, and just they are preparing for another episode of some epic keynotes, but I really wonder how it will be this year.
Yep. And speaking about epic, I mean, we should focus on the actual conference, but we can't really forget about the evening activities as well. I know for a fact that I did not get to sleep until like 2 a.m. because there was a band playing outside my balcony. So I mean that sort of roots for a good time.
Absolutely.
Yes. So does anyone else has anything that they're really really looking forward to this year?
Or anything we missed?
Well, I'll just volunteer that so I'm based in the U.S. and this is this conference is based in Europe. So I very rarely get to meet everyone that I have in my sort of LinkedIn family in real life. So like André, I want to say I've been following your stuff for at least 15 years and I've met you twice. So in this, like, I'm really looking forward to just meeting everyone over, like, all my LinkedIn family from over in Europe. Because I don't really travel there anymore. Ever since COVID, I don't have to travel. So I'm just really looking forward to just meeting everyone, talking to everyone, and it's always, always learn something new just from talking to people and how they solved problems that they encountered just throughout their normal day. And that's just talking to people. That has nothing to do with, the conference, but the conference is what's getting us all there.
Yeah. Yep. I would also like to pitch in that one thing I'm really looking forward to is that last year they had like these, not the official Ask the Experts panel, but they had the Ask the Expert booth, the tables at the second floor, where anyone could come at any point and just ask questions. And I sort of really love those things because you get a question that is far off left field and you need to think about how things actually work. You don't have prepared material. You just need to try to figure out how to help people. And that is, I think that's almost the best part of the conference, because you need to sort of understand other people's issues as well. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, but with that, I actually think that we are done for tonight. Thank you, Nathan, André, and Ludwig for joining us. It was a real pleasure. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all and all of our listeners as well in Portoroz, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you in Portoroz.
Yes.
See you in Portoroz.
Bye.